Hi, my dear 8th grade students. How are you? I'm teacher Rami and it's my pleasure to make this video for you. Today, we have a new lesson that will be about writing. So we are going to study about how to write a formal letter. Before we start, we studied in Unit 5 how to write an informal letter and we learned how to write an informal letter also. So, as you know, my dear students, there are many types of writing and each type has its own style of writing. Here are some examples of the writing or the types of writing. Okay, number one, how to write an essay. And of course, it has its own style. Number two, how to write a story, how to write a paragraph, how to write an informal letter, etc. So each one of them has its own style. Okay, so if you want to write a certain thing, there are some steps that you must follow to write it correctly. Again, if you want to write a certain thing, there are some steps that you must follow to write it correctly. Okay, a formal letter. Now we have a question. What is a formal letter? It's a very important question because you have to know what is a formal letter to be able to write what a formal letter. Okay, a formal letter is usually a letter from one firm to another or between such organizations and their customers, clients, and other author parties. The overall style of a letter depends on the relationship between the parties what concern. Okay, now some characteristics of a formal letter. Again, some characteristics of a formal letter. Okay, number one, a formal letter is written for professional, official, or business conversation. So we use a formal letter with what? A professional conversation or business conversation. Number two, a formal letter is very specific. It should be short. Again, so it's a very important point here. A formal letter is very specific. It should be short, as clear as possible, and use professional language only. So you have to use what? Formal language here. You can't use colloquial language as an informal letter. So you have to use what? A formal language. You have to use, yes, formal language. 3. Formal letters sent to businesses, companies, employees, organizations, universities, colleges, and firms. So we use formal letter when you want to send a letter to what? To companies, universities, employees, or for important person. Formal letters can be invitation, okay, inquiry, complaint, recommendations, letters, etc. Okay. A formal letter follows a strict pattern. So a formal letter follows what? A strict pattern. Okay. In a formal letter, we always use captions and surname of the recipient. Okay. Formal letters have two addresses. So we have here two addresses. The sender's address and the recipient's address. Okay, my dear students. So we learned some characteristics about how to write or what is the formal letter, and we learned what is the formal letter, and now we have 8 steps. Okay, we have 8 steps we must follow to write formal letter. Again, we have 8 steps we must follow to write a formal letter correctly. I told you, teacher, if you want to write a certain thing, there are some steps that you must follow to write it correctly. Okay, so now we have here 8 steps that you must follow to write it correctly. Okay, number 1, your address. Write your address. So this is the first part. Number 2, the date. You have to write the date. So the first thing, your address and the date. Okay. The third point, the name and address of a person you are writing to. So this is the third point. You have to write the name and address of a person you are writing to. Okay. Number 4, you have to start with dear sir or dear madam or dear and the first name of a person that you want to send the letter to. Okay. Number 5, you have to write the main part of a letter, or the main part of the letter, or yeah. Number 6, your faithfully. Number 7, your signature, and the last one, number 8, your name. Okay, let's see these steps by reading this formal letter. Okay, let's start here. Look, 11 would close. This is what? This is the first part. This is what? You are good. So this is your address. 11 would close in Newcastle, NE 1370Y. Okay, thank you. Now here, 14 May 2010. Yes, so this is the date. Okay, so this is what? The second part. You are good. Thank you very much. Okay, next. Customer Service Department, Xenon Electronic, London, SW127OP. So this is what? This is what? The third step. You are good. Okay, so this is what? Yes, this is the name and address of a person you are writing to. Thank you very much. Here, number 4, dear sir or madam, or dear and the first name of a person that you want to send the letter to. So this is number 1, first part, the second part, the third part, fourth part. You are great. Okay, here now, this is what? The point number 5, or the 5th step. I'm writing to report a fault with the new Xenon SK400 digital camera that I bought from the gadget shop. In Newcastle on 28th April. It sometimes stops in the middle of a shot. To make it start, I have to what? To make it start, I have to turn the camera off and then turn it on again. Okay, I'm returning the camera to you with this letter. I would be grateful if you could repair the fault. If this is not possible, could you please send me a new camera? I look forward to hearing from you. Your faithfully. Look here. This is what? Number 6. Okay. So this is what? The 6th point. Yours faithfully. What? Madeline Connor. This is what? This is the 7th point. This is what, teacher? Yes. Great. Your signature. And the last point here, number 8, the last point here, number 8, your name, Madeline Connor. Okay, thank you very much. Now, my dear students, please now open your workbook, page 49, a formal letter, preparation, exercise 1. Match the parts of the formal letter from A to H with the numbers on the diagram from 1 to 8. Okay, teacher. We have here what? We have the 8 steps that we have studied before. Okay, so let's solve them now. Okay, what is the first part? What's the first part here? Okay, great. So your address. Okay, what is the second part? What's the part number 2? Yes, great. The date. Okay, number 3. Okay, good. The name and address of a person you are writing to. Thank you very much. Number 4. Dear sir, or dear madam, or dear and the first name of a person that you want to send the letter to. Thank you very much. Number 5. Yes, great. The main part of the letter. Thank you very much. Number 6. Great. You're faithfully. Number 7, your signature, and number 8, your name. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you. Okay, teacher. Exercise 4 here. Look for this one. Writing task. So this is homework. You have a homework, teacher. Page 49 again. Page 49. Homework. Exercise 4. Writing task. In your notebook, write a formal letter. Okay. So this is what your homework. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learn English and enjoy it. Thank you very much again.